You didn't find this by accident. The ancient ones have guided you here, to this moment, to receive what your ancestors knew, what the temple keepers of Egypt whispered in sacred chambers, what the healers of Sumer passed down through bloodlines of light. Behind your ear lies a gateway, a receiver, a point where divine frequency meets flesh, where healing waits to be awakened with nothing more than your own sacred touch. The technique I'm about to share has been guarded for millennia. Tonight, the veil lifts. Tonight, you remember what your body has always known. You are ready now. In the shadow of the Great Pyramids, before the sands claimed their secrets, the priests of Thoth knew something that modern medicine has forgotten. They understood that the human vessel is not merely flesh and bone, but a living temple, designed to receive the frequencies of healing that flow through all creation. Thoth, the god of wisdom, the keeper of divine knowledge, whispered to his chosen ones, "The body holds 7 gates to the infinite. But there is one gateway that mortals overlook, the sacred receiver behind the ear, where the skull cradles the mastoid bone like a cosmic antenna." From the temples of Karnak, this knowledge traveled, through the mystery schools of Greece, into the hidden monasteries of Tibet. Each generation of initiates adding their understanding, yet always returning to this simple truth. Healing begins when we remember how to listen with our bones. The Sumerians called it the whispering point, the place where the gods spoke directly to the soul through vibration. Tibetan monks referred to it as the gateway of golden silence, where external chaos transforms into inner peace. They knew what we have forgotten, that within the sacred geometry of our skull lies a receiving station, a direct line to the healing frequencies that surround us always. For thousands of years, this technique remained hidden. Wars buried libraries. Inquisitions silenced the wise ones. But the knowledge endured, passed from teacher to student in whispered rituals, waiting for humanity to be ready to remember. The time of remembering has come. Place your hand gently behind your ear. Feel along the curve where your ear meets your skull. There, behind the lower half of your ear, your fingers will discover a small, rounded prominence of bone. This is your mastoid process, your sacred receiver. It feels like a small hill beneath the skin, firm and present. This is not random bone, not mere anatomy. This is your antenna to the divine frequency grid that surrounds our world. Ancient texts describe this point as the bone of listening, where physical matter becomes permeable to healing light. Modern anatomy calls it the mastoid process, but the initiates knew its true purpose: to receive the subtle vibrations that restore balance to the light body. Position yourself with intention. Sit comfortably, spine naturally upright like a tree reaching toward heaven. Your feet connected to earth. Your crown open to sky. This is your sacred posture, grounded yet receptive. Place your middle and ring fingers of both hands gently upon these points behind each ear. Not pressing hard, touching with the reverence you would show a holy relic. Your fingers should rest there, like butterflies on flower petals, present but gentle. This is not massage. This is not pressure point therapy. This is communion. Begin with the lightest touch, skin barely meeting skin. Your fingers are now bridges between your conscious mind and the healing wisdom stored in your bones. Feel the warmth of life pulsing beneath your fingertips. Now, with intention, apply gentle pressure. Not the pressure of force, but the pressure of presence. As if you're knocking softly on the door of an ancient temple, requesting entry to the sacred chamber within. Hold this gentle pressure as you breathe. 1 breath, 2 breaths. Allow your nervous system to recognize this touch as invitation, not intrusion. Some of you may feel immediate warmth spreading from these points. Others may notice a subtle vibration, like distant temple bells ringing in your bones. Some will feel nothing at first, and this too is perfect. The receiver awakens in its own divine timing. Continue this gentle touch for at least 2 minutes. If you feel called to continue longer, honor that calling. The ancient masters would hold these points through entire meditation sessions, allowing the healing frequency to build and flood their entire being. Do not count minutes like a task to complete. Allow time to become fluid, sacred, unmeasured. You will know when the session is complete. Your body will tell you. Your heart will whisper, "Enough for now." This technique is not merely a tool. It is a sacred practice, a ritual of remembering who you truly are. Call upon this ancient method when stress clouds your vision, when anxiety grips your chest like invisible chains. In those moments, your mastoid receivers can become anchors of peace, calling your nervous system back to its natural state of ease. Before sleep, when the day's discord still echoes in your mind, touch these points and invite divine silence to wash through your being. Many discover that sleep comes deeper, dreams more vivid and healing. In meditation, these points become amplifiers of your intention. The ancient monks knew that touching the mastoid process while entering sacred silence could triple the depth of their communion with the infinite. When you feel disconnected from your own life force, in moments of grief, depression, or spiritual drought, this touch becomes a bridge back to the river of life that flows through all things. But perhaps most importantly, use this technique when nothing is wrong. In moments of gratitude, of joy, of simple contentment, let it become your daily acknowledgement that you are a sacred being, temporarily housed in flesh, always connected to the healing frequencies of creation. Touch alone awakens the receiver, but sound transforms awakening into activation. As your fingers rest upon these sacred points, you have 3 pathways to deepen the experience. From the depths of your being, allow the sound "hu" to emerge, not spoken, but hummed, vibrated through your bones. Hu. Let it rise from your belly, through your chest, into your skull, where it resonates with the bones beneath your fingers. This is the sound of divine name, the frequency that connects earth to heaven. Alternatively, chant softly the sacred syllable Ra, the sound of Ra, the light that heals all shadows, or Ku, the ancient Egyptian word for the light body that never dies. Choose the sound that makes your soul vibrate with recognition. If sound feels too vulnerable in your current space, work with the breath of remembering. As you inhale slowly through your nose, silently repeat, I receive. Feel healing light entering through the points beneath your fingers. As you exhale slowly through your mouth, whisper internally, I release. Feel all that does not serve you flowing out through these same sacred gateways. Inhale, I receive the healing that is my birthright. Exhale, I release all that blocks my natural wholeness. For those who wish to layer sound healing into their practice, play 528 Hz, the frequency of love and healing, or 432 Hz, the frequency of natural harmony, softly in the background. These tones will enhance the resonance between your touch and your healing intention. But remember, you need nothing external. Your own breath, your own voice, your own sacred touch carries all the power of healing. You are the temple. You are the frequency generator. You are the one you have been waiting for. The language of healing speaks differently to each soul. Do not seek a specific experience. Allow whatever arises to be perfect for you in this moment. Many feel an immediate warmth spreading from the points behind their ears, flowing like honey through their neck, into their shoulders, releasing tension they didn't know they carried. This warmth is your nervous system recognizing safety, your body remembering its natural state of ease. Others experience a subtle tingling, as if gentle lightning were dancing beneath their skin. This is your energy body awakening, the light body responding to conscious touch and intention. Some feel an unexpected wave of emotion, tears that carry old grief to the surface, or sudden joy bubbling up from depths they'd forgotten existed. One practitioner wrote, I touched the points, and for the first time in 10 years, the anxiety fell silent. Not gone, transformed into something like gentle rain after a drought. Another shared, 3 minutes of touching behind my ears, and a memory returned. My grandmother's hands on my forehead when I was sick as a child. I felt that same love, but this time I was giving it to myself. You might feel nothing dramatic at all, perhaps simply a settling, a gentle exhale your nervous system has been holding for months. This too is profound healing. In our world of constant stimulation, the gift of sacred stillness is medicine itself. Some experience what the ancient texts call the Great Silence, a moment when the constant chatter of thoughts simply stops. In that gap between thoughts, healing doesn't happen. Healing is revealed as what you already are, beneath the noise of daily existence. Do not judge your experience against another's. Your body speaks its own dialect of healing. Trust what you feel. Trust what you don't feel. Trust that this ancient practice knows exactly what your soul needs in this moment. What the ancient masters understood intuitively, modern science now confirms through different language. The Mastoid process, this sacred receiver behind your ear, sits at a remarkable intersection of your body's communication networks. Directly beneath lies the pathway of your vagus nerve, the wandering nerve that carries signals of safety and calm throughout your entire being. When you touch this point, with conscious intention, you are activating what researchers call the rest and digest response, the opposite of fight or flight. You are literally sending signals to your nervous system that it is safe to heal, safe to release, safe to remember wholeness. Ancient Chinese medicine has long recognized this area as a crucial point along the triple heater meridian, the energetic pathway responsible for regulating your body's temperature, both physical and emotional. Traditional acupuncturists still use points in this region to treat anxiety, insomnia, and what they call disturbed Shen, restless spirit. In cranial therapy, even mentions this point as an energetic pathway responsible for regulating your body's temperature, both physical and emotional. Practitioners know that the temporal bone housing your mastoid process is key to cerebrospinal fluid flow, the tide that bathes your brain and spinal cord. Gentle touch here can influence this sacred circulation, promoting mental clarity and emotional balance. But perhaps most remarkably, recent research in vibrational medicine suggests that bone conducts sound waves more efficiently than air or water. When you combine conscious touch with sacred sound at the mastoid process, you are using your skull as a resonating chamber, literally tuning your brain to frequencies of healing. The ancients didn't need these scientific explanations. They simply listened to what their bodies taught them. But for those who find comfort in bridging mystical practice with modern understanding, know this: your ancient wisdom is being validated by contemporary discovery. The mystery deepens rather than diminishes. Science is finally catching up to what the temple keepers of Egypt knew millennia ago. Consciousness and flesh dance together, and healing happens when we remember the sacred choreography. Now comes the moment of practice, the moment when ancient wisdom meets your modern life, when knowledge transforms into knowing through the alchemy of experience. I invite you to pause this transmission and practice with me. You have been given the coordinates. You know the method. Your fingers know where to rest. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Find your sacred posture. Spine naturally upright. Feet connected to earth. Crown open to sky. Place your middle and ring fingers gently behind both ears, finding those sacred receivers, those bones of listening. Breathe naturally, allowing your nervous system to recognize this touch as an invitation to remember. Feel the warmth of your own life force pulsing beneath your fingertips. You are touching the gateway between worlds, the place where finite meets infinite, where healing is always available, always flowing. If you choose to add sound, begin now. A gentle whoo vibrating through your bones, or simply breathe with intention. I receive, I release. I receive, I release. Allow whatever wants to arise. Warmth, tingling, emotion, silence, all are perfect. All are your body's way of saying yes to healing, yes to remembering, yes to the ancient wisdom that flows through your very bones. Continue breathing. Continue touching. Continue receiving. You are not broken. You never were. You are simply remembering what you temporarily forgot. Your body knows how to heal. It has always known. You are guided. You are loved. You are whole. Slowly, gently, allow your hands to rest in your lap. Take a deep breath. Notice what you notice. Honor whatever you experienced. You have just completed a ritual practiced by healers across continents and centuries. You have touched the same points that Tibetan monks touch in mountain monasteries, that Egyptian priests touched in sacred chambers, that your own ancestors touched when they needed to remember their way back to wholeness. This technique is now yours, not to hoard, but to use, not to perfect, but to practice, not to understand completely, but to trust deeply. In a world that profits from your forgetting, this practice helps you remember. In a culture that teaches disconnection, this touch reconnects you to the healing frequencies that surround you always. When the student remembers, the body listens. And when the body listens, it begins to heal. The healing frequency has been activated. The ancient receivers behind your ears are now awakened. You carry this medicine with you wherever you go, in boardrooms and bedrooms, in traffic and in temples, in moments of crisis and in moments of peace. You are your own healer. You always have been. You have simply remembered an ancient tool that helps you access what was never truly lost. Now, the healing has begun. If you wish to deepen this practice, I have prepared a sacred diagram showing the exact location of these healing points, along with additional techniques passed down through the mystery schools. The link to receive this gift is in the description below. And if this ancient remembering has stirred something within you, if you feel called to explore more forgotten wisdom, more sacred practices that reconnect you to your divine nature, subscribe to this channel. We are gathering a tribe of modern mystics, seekers who refuse to forget what their souls came here to remember. Until we meet again in the sacred space between heartbeats, may you walk in healing. May you touch the world with the same gentle reverence you have shown yourself today. And may you always remember, you are the temple. You are the healer. You are the one you have been waiting for.